Once upon a time, in the times of Gautam Buddha, there lived a famous courtesan whose name was Amrapali. She was very beautiful, and was declared Nagarwan, which means the wife of the whole town. She was so beautiful, that there were always golden carriers standing at the gate of her palace. Even great kings had to wait to meet her. She was only a prostitute, but she had become so rich that she could purchase kingdoms. But deep down she suffered in that very beautiful body. There was also a beautiful soul which anchored for love. She may pretend to have great love for her customers because she was getting paid for it. But deep down she used to hate them because they were using her as a thing, as an object, but not respecting her as a human being. One day she was standing on her terrace and saw a young Buddhist monk who had nothing, just a begging bowl, but had tremendous presence awareness and grace. As the young monk looked upward, Amrapali was looking at him. And for the very first time, love arose in her heart, for the simple reason that the moment the young monk saw Amrapali, he bowed down to her with deep respect. For the first time somebody had looked at her with eyes of respect. Somebody had given her the dignity of being a human being. She ran down, touched the feet of the monk and said, "Don't go anywhere else today. Be my guest and please accept my food." She also said, "Please don't say no to my invitation. Because for the first time I have given an invitation. I have been invited thousands of times by kings and emperors, but I have never invited anybody. Don't hurt me. This is my very first invitation. Have your food with me." The young monk then agreed after offering him food. Amrapali said, "After 3 days, rainy season is going to begin, and I invite you to stay in my house for 4 months in the coming 4 months. This palace should be your shelter. I don't ask anything. I will not disturb you in any way. I will make everything as comfortable as possible for you. Buddhist monks don't move for 4 months when it is the rainy season. Those are the 4 months they stay in one place where they could get a shelter." Young monk replied and said, "I will ask my master if he allows me. Then I will come after saying this." He left before young monk could reach. Assembly monks who saw this rushed to Buddha and said, "Young monk has to be stopped. Amrapali has invited him to her house to live for 4 months, and a monk staying for months in a prostitute's house. It's not right. Young monk has to be stopped. Amrapali has invited him to her house to live for 4 months, and a monk staying for months in a prostitute's house. It's not right." Buddha said to them, "Keep quiet. Let him come." Young monk came, touched Buddha's feet and told him the whole story. He said that Amrapali, he did not use the word prostitute. He said, "A woman has invited me to her house. She is a courtesan. She asked me to stay for 4 months in her house. Every monk will be staying somewhere in somebody's house for 4 months. I have told her that I will ask my master. So I am here. I will do whatever you say." Buddha looked into his eyes and said, "You can stay." An old monk stood up and said, "This is not right. This man is hiding a fact. He says a woman Amrapali has invited him. She is not a woman. She is a prostitute." Gautam Buddha said, "I know. And because he has not used the word prostitute, I am allowing him to stay there. He has respect for her." It was a shock. Thousands of monks who were there couldn't believe that Buddha was allowed a monk to stay in a prostitute's house. After 3 days, young monk left to stay with Amrapali, and other monks started gossiping. Buddha said to them, "You should keep silent. 4 months will pass, and I trust my monk. I have looked into his eyes. There was no desire. If a monk's meditation is deep, then he will change Amrapali. And if his meditation is not deep, then Amrapali may change. It is now a question between meditation and physical attraction. Just wait for 4 months." Despite this, disciples thought Buddha is trusting too much. This man is too young and Amrapali is too beautiful. He is taking an unnecessary risk. After 4 months, young monk came back and touched Buddha's feet following him. Amrapali also came. Young monk said to Buddha, "She is Amrapali. She wants to be initiated into the commune. I recommend her. She is a unique woman. Not only is he beautiful, she has a soul as pure as you can conceive." Amrapali touched Buddha's feet and said, "I tried my best to seduce this young man, but it was all useless. Instead, he convinced me by awareness that real life is at your feet. I want to give all my possessions to the commune of your monks." Later, Amrapali became one of the enlightened women among Buddha's disciples. Buddha said to his commune, "If you are afraid to be in the company of a prostitute, that fear has nothing to do with the prostitute. That fear is coming from your own unconscious, because you have repressed your sexuality. If you are clean, then all judgment disappears. If we see in our lives, we will find that to keep control over the sexual thoughts arising in our mind, we need to eliminate sexual desires first. But instead of eliminating sexual desires, we start satisfying our desires by indulging in it, because we don't have control over our mind. And that is why many young people start doing even unnatural sex like masturbation. But they forget that our semen is our energy. If we can conserve this energy, then we can get great success in any field of life till date. All the greatest personalities in the world have achieved greatness by conserving this semen energy. To conserve your semen, you need not to suppress your sexual desire, but eliminate it by meditation and good thoughts. If your meditation is strong, and if you have control over your mind, then you can easily control the sexual thoughts arising in your mind. Here are 2 lessons we can learn from the story of Amrapali. Number 1. The transformative power of love and respect. The story highlights how love and respect can transform lives. Amrapali, who had been objectified and used by many, found herself drawn to a young Buddhist monk who treated her with dignity and respect. This simple act of kindness awakened a deep longing for love and connection within her, showing us that treating others with respect and recognizing their inherent worth can have a profound impact on their lives. Number 2. The importance of seeing beyond appearances. Amrapali's beauty and wealth had made her the object of desire for many, but deep down, she longed for genuine human connection. When the young monk looked at her with eyes of respect and treated her as a human being, it touched her heart in a way that no material possessions or external beauty ever could. This reminds us of the importance of seeing beyond appearances and valuing people for who they truly are, rather than reducing them to mere objects. These lessons remind us of the power of love, respect, and empathy in our interactions with others. They encourage us to look beyond superficial qualities and treat everyone with kindness and dignity. Thank you for joining me on this journey of embracing simplicity and finding the true essence of life. Remember, in a world filled with noise and distractions, it's the moments of genuine connection, the beauty in the everyday, and the power of authenticity that truly matter. If you're seeking inspiration to live a life of depth and meaning, make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more thought-provoking content. Let's continue to explore the ultimate sophistication together. Until next time, stay mindful and stay inspired. And please share to one person you love the most.